And we should be live any second. I think that's it. I think we're live now. So, hello everybody. Want to do a quick live stream. I've got Reese Lyons with us here from SendPilot, and he's got some very exciting news for everybody for version 2 of SendPilot. So I'm going to go ahead and let you take over, Reese.
Yeah.
Sorry, and show us what SendPilot can do on version 2.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me, Aaron. So hey everyone, we've been super quiet very recently. We haven't really been publishing and pushing a whole lot of content into the group. That's because we've been working really hard on getting version 2.0 of SendPilot built, tested, and obviously launched for you guys. So today we're really excited to announce that this is the official launch of SendPilot 2.0, which is a complete redesign of the SendPilot platform. So we've really been listening and taking on all the feedback and the criticisms that you guys have had, and some of the suggestions as well. And we've completely overhauled the design, the onboarding system, the way the features work. We've been adding new features, done a whole lot. So I think let's jump straight into it. And then feel free to comment and ask any questions. I'm sure Aaron or myself will be able to answer them.
Everybody's been missing you. That's what they're putting in here for sure. You guys have been quiet. You and Nigel.
Yeah.
I think Nigel said he was shaving yaks or something in our chat the other day.
It's some kind of Silicon Valley joke. I was speaking to Nigel about that because I didn't really get that joke, but it's some kind of Silicon Valley joke. Right. So let me just share my screen. Let's get it set up. So I thought what would be easier for everyone is if I take you through the complete setup. So in previous demos, we kind of jumped straight into it. And as we're now getting, the platform's getting a lot more mature, a lot more complicated. We're not a really simple platform, just like Buffer. There is a lot of really powerful features. So let's kind of start from the beginning of the process and start off from a fresh account and show you exactly what you see when you get to the sign up page. So let's just create a dummy account. Has my screen come through on your end, Aaron?
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. Okay, so let's put in some dummy credentials. And then we can click start free trial. So give us a couple of seconds. It's just setting everything up. And then we will be taken through to the onboarding page. With any luck. Perfect. Okay, so here is the first screen we'll get. Bit of an awkward video from myself, giving you a little welcome and all that sort of thing. So you can feel free to watch that. It's only about 90 seconds long, about a minute long. So give that a quick watch. And then when we're ready to get going, we just click dive in.
And for anybody that has not watched that video, it's very warm and welcoming.
I think I said that about 3 times in that video, but that was like the 10th take I did that day. So I was like, that's it. I'm not doing another one. I'm just going to stick that one out.
No, it was good. It was really personable. It was a good video.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so now what we do is we put in the our name. So this is for our personal account. So whether we're an agency or a single user, we put whatever details we want in here. So Reese Lyons. We can put in a phone number if we want, or we can leave that blank. Now this next step is really important. So whether you've just bought a lifetime deal or whether you're signing up for a free trial, this step is exactly the same. It asks you the question, are you an agency? So you get 2 options. No, it's just me. That will set you up as a non-agency, i.e. a single user. Or yes, I will be managing clients. So in this case, most of our users are agencies. So we'll click yes, I will manage clients. And then we can click next. Give that a couple of seconds. And then we're on to the next screen. So the next stage of setup is entering in some default hashtags or app mentions. So these are 3 hashtags or mentions that will SendPilot will use by default to drop in to some of the posts that we create going forward. It may add all 3 of them in, it may add 1, it may add 2, it may add a random combination. Essentially just to kind of ensure that your posts are getting discovered for the hashtags that you're operating in your market.
In your niche. So you could also do your branding in here as well, for your hashtags as well.
Exactly, yeah. So for me, we'll put hashtag PitchGround, hashtag startups, and hashtag SendPilot. You can use app mentions. App mentions currently only work with Twitter. Please make sure you do read any kind of text on pop-ups, just because a lot of it's very important. App mentions currently only work with Twitter, so I would recommend using hashtags, and then you can use app mentions later if you want to.
So let me ask too, because I've had a lot of questions on that. Some people are not used to the mentions. Could you explain that a little bit better real fast, since we're already on the page, and just do a complete walkthrough?
Yeah, so mentions are used for calling out or mentioning specific user accounts. So on Twitter, you might use an app mention to target a certain influencer in your niche. It's just a good way of kind of notifying them and letting them know that you've published something, you've added some value in that niche area. What that can do in terms of real world results is it can drive them to either share your content, share that post, share that tweet, or like it, and then that's going to drive traffic back to either your social media profiles and boost that engagement, because it's obviously being shared on their network. And then in turn, that's going to hopefully drive traffic back to your site, increase your visitors, maybe even increase sales as well. So just by adding a mention in, it can have a real tangible effect on your business.
It's very powerful. When, let's say you're sharing somebody's article, for example, and you mention them, they could shout out your mention you back, and everything is very powerful to get their traffic, their audience, their followers over to you as well. So it's a very powerful feature to have in there.
Absolutely. For me, I prefer to use hashtags. So I've got these three in. If we want to skip this, if we really want to run through the onboarding, which I don't recommend you do, you can set it up later. But once you've got those three in, just click save. And we take to the next step. So we've really, really simplified the way we connect to profiles. This was kind of the biggest issue we had initially at launch. And I completely understand where a lot of people were coming from, where they were confused or frustrated with the way it worked. So now if you're an agency, we do not support Buffer or Zapier integrations for agencies. The reason for that is because it's just far too complicated, the amount of setup you have to go through, all these kind of things. It makes it so difficult. Nobody actually wanted that when they're an agency. We did a lot of research behind it, and it was just an extra step that people didn't want. If you're a single user, you can use Buffer and you can use Zapier. But for agencies, it's just direct to the network. So direct to Facebook, direct to Twitter, direct to LinkedIn, and we have direct to Google My Business and Pinterest coming in the next couple of weeks. We're just waiting on those guys to approve us. Unfortunately, they've jumped on the Facebook bandwagon of taking ages to approve applications. It used to be done in a day, and then they've now made everyone kind of re-request access and all that sort of thing. So we're just waiting on that. But Google My Business, Pinterest coming very soon.
Very cool. Yeah, they're not known for being super fast when it comes to all that fun stuff. So you guys are doing amazing, though.
Yeah, we're pushing them every single day. We've now got contacts quite high up inside Facebook, which is good from the whole Facebook fiasco. So yeah, we're improving in line with all of that. So we're direct to Facebook. You can have pages, groups, LinkedIn, and Twitter as well. So let's give you a.
That's cool. Everybody's been waiting for those groups too. That's exciting. I know I have been as myself as well. So
yeah, we're constantly improving it. Nigel is fantastic, real expert on all that side. So he's working really hard to make all that as clear and as easy to use as possible. So let's connect up some networks. So all we do is click on connect up here. And then we can connect, I think I'm logged in with my Twitter account. So let's log in with Twitter. Sign in. Give that a second. Connect this profile. We should be taken straight back. and showing one connected. Brilliant. So now we can see we've got one Twitter account connected. We've got no Facebook pages connected and no LinkedIn connected. For me, Twitter, that's what I mainly use. Facebook as well, but for this, we'll just use Twitter. So once we're
sorry, this is live now, right? This is like if you log in, like is this version 2 is ready?
Yeah, version 2 is out. Version 2 is ready. You guys can log straight in and you'll be taken straight to the new dashboard and everything like that. So it's all ready for you guys.
Perfect. Hopefully that answers your question, Mario.
Okay, so let's click next. Now we're taken through to the final step of the branding section for agencies. If you're a single user, you'll just be taken straight through to the dashboard and you'll be shown how to create your first campaign. In this case, we selected agency, so we can make some changes. So let's click upload a logo. Hopefully my Mac is going to not freeze on me. There we go. Right. So desktop, upload a logo. Awesome. And then I'm just going to quickly copy over a nice hex code. And then obviously with button UI colors, these are reflected throughout the platform for you, your team members and your clients as well. So it's a really great way to show off your agency's brand colors. So we can paste that in, make it a little bit darker, I think, like that. Choose. It kind of gives you a preview of there what it's going to look like. And then we can obviously add in the name of our agency. And what this does, this will change the page names to your agency name. So it will say nice agency campaign dashboard as opposed to SendPilot dashboard, all that kind of thing. If you want to set up white label domain names, we support DNS forwarding using a mask. So the best way to do that is there'll be a tutorial set up on our help center and also inside the platform. So we won't go too far into it now, but you can do it. You can do it. It's self-serve now, so you don't even need to speak to us about it. You can just set it up yourself.
Nice. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that.
Yeah. We had one setup which kind of took us a day to do it on our end, and it wasn't a great way of doing it. So we, Nigel found a really great way of making it a lot easier. Okay, so click complete. Give that a couple of seconds.
And then Thomas has a quick question. It says, can we set up our own Facebook apps to connect? How white labeled is it?
Your own Facebook app. Good question. So this is something that Nigel and I were talking about last night, actually. At the moment, the answer is no to that, but we may be looking at giving you that option. Obviously, with the white label system, everything that we have control over is white labeled. They will see the name SendPilot when they authorize their social networks. Whether or not they'll be interested in or even know what that means, it is debatable. But we may look at offering kind of like a enterprise plan or something where you can create your own app and then we'll work with you to get it submitted, and that will essentially hide that SendPilot text when they log into Twitter or Facebook or something like that.
Because that's really what it comes down to now, isn't it? Just to getting accepted from Facebook. Yeah, I mean, exactly. They've really clamped down on, a lot of features we used to be able to have now.
Exactly, yeah. So you used to be able to just create an app and kind of have any name you wanted, which would have made it a lot easier. But now, we had to provide legal documentation of SendPilot, the brand, and how it related to the company and all this stuff. We had to send through loads and loads of documents, and I had to sign 3 contracts that basically said that I was the CEO of SendPilot and nothing else, and all this sort of thing. So it was a long process. It's not just a case of just creating an app name for the sake of it. It has to all be linked together, unfortunately, and they ask for proof for that. So it's a long road to go down just to hide the SendPilot in one place where they're not even going to look at it, if that makes sense.
Most people aren't even going to care, honestly.
Exactly. Okay, so we're now on the dashboard. We've got this nice little video which kind of gives you a little bit of information.
Welcome to SendPilot Agency.
I won't play the whole thing, but you can watch that, and it kind of gives you an update on what SendPilot does for you as an agency, and how it can help you and bring you value, basically. So first thing we need to do is create my first campaign. So when we create a campaign, this is the initial onboarding. So please do not try and skip this or bypass it. Just jump straight in and kind of go through everything. We've tried to make it as hard as possible to bypass all this stuff so that you guys really understand exactly how everything works. Okay, so let's create a campaign. I'm just going to grab a URL from somewhere, link. Okay, paste in the full URL to the blog article that we want to create a social media campaign for. Click get content. Give this a few seconds and it's going to run through the process. We've added some new algorithms that we've set up. We now have, I think it's four in play now. So we're trying to work with as many different websites as possible. So things like WordPress, Blogger, Wix, Weebly, all those kind of things, all now supported. If you have any suggestions or anything that's not working for you, please do let us know, because obviously every single different CMS, every single web host has a different way of displaying content. And it's just a case of us finding a way to be able to actually read that and interpret it. It's not like there's one simple way of doing it. Every single thing is different, which takes a lot of time to build into the platform.
I'm sure everybody will come up with some good suggestions for you for other platforms to integrate.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, please do keep suggesting. That actually brings me on to the next thing is post languages. So now we support English, Spanish, Vietnamese, Swedish. We also have Dutch, German, Italian, a good 5, 6, 7 other ones that we're working in. So they'll be coming out shortly as well. So what this means is if you have a Spanish article that you want to promote, you can just select Spanish and it'll write the actual whole post, including the introduction, call to actions. Everything will be in Spanish, basically. It'll write a Spanish post for you. Okay, so how many social media posts do you want? Obviously, we can select up to 8. 1 to 8. We may look at increasing that, but for the time being, we'll just do 8. I'm going to select English, and then I'm going to click Build Campaign. Give this a few seconds. A few people were saying, this can take sometimes a minute, but when you think about it, it's taking a minute to actually write your whole campaign for you. So just go and grab a cup of tea or a drink or whatever, because it's still going to save you hours and hours of time so that you don't have to do it all manually. So just give it a couple of minutes to run through its thing. And don't try and speed it up or refresh the page or anything like that, because you'll just end up having to start again. Awesome. Okay, so everything's worked. Next step of onboarding that you'll see is time to, if everything's gone correctly, it'll say great work, time to review and schedule the campaign. So click that. And now what we can do is we can actually go through and view the posts that SendPilot has written for us. Now this is where we've actually done a lot of really cool changes to the way we write posts and to the way we present everything. So let me break it all down for you. Obviously over here we have the image. We've now added a button to delete the image if you don't want an image. Personally, I like to have a photo on every single post, but if you don't,
Nice.
click delete and it'll remove it for you. We can obviously design a graphic, which uses Design Bold's integrated graphic design suite, where there's hundreds of social media templates, or you can create one from scratch. Or we can upload, and you can upload one from your desktop. We can search the stock photo library. Let's type in marketing, for example. There's thousands and thousands of images. All of these are commercially licensed for you. Let's drop in that one, and it will change that out for you. So you don't need to go onto other platforms to find everything. It's all there integrated. And then the latest thing we've added is Giphy as well. You can now search Giphy's huge library of GIFs. Let's type in, I don't know, food, for example. I like food. Burgers is the search. There we go. So now you can obviously insert those in, and it will add that to the post. Personally, I prefer images, but people like GIFs, we put it in.
Yeah, it's nice. It's all right there too. So you don't have to go searching around back and forth, preparing it, and it's just right there. Just get it done.
Right there, one click insert, and it'll add it through, and it'll make everything look great. Awesome. Okay, so in the middle we have kind of a render of what the URL. So if we didn't have an image, it'll render the URL. Sorry, it'll take the metadata from the URL, so the title of the post, meta description. It may even add an image automatically. That's the social networks doing that. So we have no control over that. So just bear that in mind. And then obviously the scheduled dates, we can change these at any time. You'll notice our branding colors have been reflected throughout the platform. So everything has worked on that front. Obviously we can change any dates we want, any times. I'm pretty happy with all of that. So yeah, your post is scheduled to be sent on then, which is fine for me.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Are there any questions or comments so far that I can?
We've got a bunch. We actually have a bunch of questions here.
Awesome.
I don't know if I can get to all of them. So if I don't get to all your questions, guys, go ahead and don't feel bad about retyping them. Let me see here.
Yeah. Please do ask anything. We'll stay on as long as you guys need. Okay, so here's the post we created. So the way we write posts is we've been changing this up a lot because we've had a lot of feedback, criticism, some nice, some not so nice, on the way we write posts and all that sort of thing. So we've listened to this, and what we do is we combine a introduction. So like this might be for you, or we just added this, or we just published, for example. Then we'll add the title of it. Title of the post, for example, the title of the blog article, and then a call to action. So subscribe for more industry updates, read it here for free, and then the backlink, and then hashtags, all that kind of thing. But one of the things that we have added is content summarization. So instead of just having the title of the article, we will use the machine learning and natural language processing to read the whole text and then summarize that into one short sentence. And the reason for doing that is we wanted to make sure that the posts are valuable and we're not just randomly pulling out snippets of content and cutting it in half. That's what a lot of the other platforms do, and we didn't want to do that. So the way we do it now is we read the whole blog article, and then we will understand what you're talking about, and then we will summarize that into one key sentence. It's really, really cool. And in here we've got, so it's read the whole article, it's summarized it as social networking marketing strategy. It's the overview, blah, 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 blah. Just a way to kind of create a little bit of interest, and then a call to action, and then the URL as well.
Perfect. Let me ask some of these questions so we can get some of these out of the way for you.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So one, Udit's asking, when is Facebook Live going live? Good question. Everybody's excited for that.
Yeah, so we're working currently with Facebook and a couple of other providers to get this ready. It's not an easy process, obviously, but we're looking to get it done hopefully early 2019. We had to kind of push the date a little bit just because some of the requirements for streaming live video with Facebook. We need to get a separate server set up and have all these different supports set up around it. But no, it is coming, and we're getting it ready for 2019.
Cool. Do you have like an ETA, do you think? I mean, I know that's kind of hard to round about.
So sort of January, February time.
Nice.
Hopefully, but yeah, it shouldn't be any later than that.
Let's see. Melissa is asking, is there a list of those CMS platforms that do work? She said she heard Wix in there.
The lists that do work is bigger than the ones that don't work. So we haven't recently come across any that aren't working. So all of the main ones, so WordPress, Joomla, Blogger, Squarespace, Wix, Weebly, all of the big ones that you're likely to use, all are fully supported.
So if there's something that you find that is not working, something that you're using, definitely let Reese and Nigel know about it so they can get it integrated in there.
Yeah, we can generally get things like that fixed within a day or so, or say why it's not working. Yeah.
Cool. And then let's see here. Can I select one of all social profiles to post, or must use all social profiles?
You can select as many as you want. So when we get through to the dashboard, after we've done this, I'll show you how to do that. This is just the initial setup for onboarding and the initial kind of tutorial. But once you start creating campaigns, you will be able to turn as many profiles on or off as you like.
Very cool.
Cool. Any more questions, or?
Can we add our own selected RSS?
Yes, you can. Yeah. Yeah, you can add RSS feeds, and then we'll track those, and we will automatically create a campaign for you when a new blog article gets published. We'll send you an email to let you know that's created, and then you can come back, review it, and schedule it.
Nice. A lot of yeses. We like yeses. PitchGrounders love yeses. Let's see. So someone, let's see. So we got, I just kind of copied these over. Okay. So Hassan said, already approached some clients, but French language isn't integrated yet. Any idea when French would be in there?
French is now supported on content curation, and it is also supported on, I say, yeah, so it's currently available on content curation. We'll have French out probably in the next few days for the AI post writing as well. So next few days. Nice.
Let's see, Thomas, no commercial limitations of Giphies either.
Good question. So this is something we're kind of working with Giphy on, and how we can agree to that. Generally speaking, we haven't established an official commercial license, in all honesty, on that. So it's up to you if you want to use those. With the stock photos, absolutely fine. On the Giphy side, you know, I've personally never had a problem with it. But it's up to you. That's down to your prerogative. But we are working on that and all that side for Giphy as well.
All right, cool. And then let's see, integrate with Unsplash, Pexels, and Pixabay.
Pexels is who we use now for the stock photo library. So we use Pexels. We have their whole library. We can do Unsplash, and we can look at Pixabay as well. Yeah, I mean, we can add that to the roadmap. If you want to submit that to the roadmap, we can definitely look at getting those integrated. It shouldn't take too long either.
All right, and then one last question, I'll let you move on. Benjamin is asking, does this affect Facebook reach?
Does it
posting like that? So like the algorithms, I think, is what he's asking.
Okay, good question. So it shouldn't do at all. So the way Facebook treats it is just like any other kind of application. So just like if you were to write everything out manually in Buffer or another scheduler, there's no link between the post that SendPilot writes and the way they appear or the way they're distributed in Facebook. So as the admin of your page, you'll be able to see, you know, this post has come from SendPilot, but your clients, your users, your followers, they won't see any difference, and also it won't affect any kind of reach. Every single post is unique as well. We've worked really hard to make that a reality so that it shouldn't affect any kind of algorithms or anything like that.
I think it really just comes down to how many times you're posting and everything. I don't think it really has anything to do with the actual scheduler, from everything that I can tell.
No, exactly. Yeah, from my understanding, it's more to do with making sure you're not a spammer and just sending out hundreds and hundreds of posts a day. As long as you add value. I mean, that's the thing. That kind of brings me on to another point where we had quite a few requests for evergreen content churning, where we're consistently churning out posts for people. You know, a lot of the platforms do that already, but we've used it and we haven't found any value. Like, I never saw likes on it. I never saw any engagement on it, because it was literally just dropping in a link and saying, look at this, and that was it. And we didn't want to just do that because there's so many solutions that do that already. So with SendPilot, the value is it feels like a human's writing it. It doesn't feel like a bot or just an automated system. And we do that with the call to actions, the intros, the way everything's structured. And that is what sets us apart from all the other guys. Is just we're not there just to kind of switch it on and just churn out loads of content. That's not our value.
And from what I can tell, the days of just putting in content and have it scheduled are pretty much over. I mean, you really got to be quality nowadays. All the platforms are really looking for more quality than they are quantity.
Yeah.
Like anybody that's just trying to push out content after content, your post, I mean, it seems to hurt more than it's helping nowadays in 2018.
Exactly. Yeah, it's one of those things. Don't just churn stuff out for the sake of it. Make sure everything you're doing is adding value. Awesome. Okay. So another quick feature update is intelligent hashtags. So we can click this button here, and then it will suggest us a number of different hashtags that it's understood from analyzing and reading your blog article. So for us, this blog article was about social media marketing, all that sort of thing. So it's suggested social marketing, digital marketing, social media, quite a few different options. One click, I can just add these in. So let's put a couple of those in, and that will add them straight in to the post itself. Alternatively, we can also look at trending hashtags. So give that a click and it will pull through the currently trending hashtags for the day. So obviously it's Monday today. Hashtag Monday motivation is currently trending. Quite a lot of volume on that as well. So if I want to add that, I can add that in as well. Obviously, bear in mind if you're scheduling something out for a Thursday, you don't want to be putting Monday motivation in it. That's why we've added the intelligent hashtags to make a little bit more fail-safe, so you won't make that mistake.
Nice.
Cool. Okay, we've also got a character count as well. If we're working with Twitter, we want to be careful how many characters we're using. Just a quick counter there, so we can see each post, so we can stay under that threshold. As you can see, every single post is unique. Different call to actions, different intros, different structure, different punctuation. And then different images as well. Sometimes it might add the same image if there aren't enough images to suffice. That being said, we can just add another image using the image bank or Giphy integration as well. So not too many concerns about that. Okay, so once we're happy, all we do is click approve and schedule. For some reason that has gone over there. We'll get that fixed today. So essentially this pop-up over here should be located there, but for some reason it has decided to shift itself over on the left side. But what this is saying is, are you happy to schedule everything? And it will give you the option to either double check it or say, I'm sure. And then it will, once you click I'm sure, it will schedule everything to go out, and it'll add it all to your dashboard, ready to go. So in this case, I don't want to schedule anything because I have thousands of posts scheduled for my Twitter account. Just from demoing it to everyone, so I'll cancel that. We'll click cancel, and then we will be taken to our agency dashboard. Perfect. So that's the initial setup, all done. Kind of gives you a quick run through of how to create a normal social media campaign using SendPilot. We also have the content curation engine as well, and manual posting and all that kind of thing. So that's what you'll see when you first get signed up, you first get set up. So any questions, please do let us know, and we can run through the rest of the platform as well. Are there any questions so far, Aaron? Or
just a couple about the link shorteners is coming up.
Yeah.
And I know that reached out to a few people looking at integrating.
Yeah, we're looking at Rocket Link. So speaking to the Rocket Link guys, we currently support Google Shortener, which although is being deprecated, the links will still work and we'll still be able to use the API to do that. Any problems, we will start to phase it out, but don't worry too much about using Google. It's open for the time being. We've checked all that out. Or you can use no shortener or the SendPilot shortener. But going forward, we'll be looking at adding Rocket Link and your own custom ones, all that sort of thing as well.
Very cool. Very cool.
Awesome. Okay. So this is my agency view. So this is the agency dashboard. We can see our brand colors, our logo, all that kind of thing is already set up.
Fernando, he's asked, what about support for Brazilian Portuguese? Brazilian Portuguese.
Brazilian isn't something we have translated. Portuguese, yes. So Portuguese content curation is already supporting Portuguese. We have the post writer Portuguese translation is done. We're just getting ready to kind of push it all out. Brazilian isn't something we've had anyone translate for us, so if he's open to translating it, we can definitely integrate it in. It takes about 10 minutes to translate a few different phrases that we use, and then we can support it.
I bet we could find you some people that would help out. I'd be willing to bet.
Guys translating it, it's brilliant. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's see if I can move the Zoom. There we go. Right. So this is my dashboard. First card we have is the post as my agency. This will obviously allow me to post as myself, as Nice Agency, and not as a client. So I can manage my own social media profiles. At the moment, I've got 0 campaigns, 0 posts, because I haven't created or scheduled anything. I didn't schedule that campaign that we just created. We've also got the client login portal here. So this is the branded portal and dashboard for your clients. So they can go to this and it will be branded with your colors, with your logo. And then if you connect up your own domain, it'll obviously have that domain as well.
So a quick question I have for you, for myself. So from your experience, what do you think is a good price point to charge clients? What do you say from an agency standpoint?
Good question. So we've seen 2 different behaviors from agencies. What we expected was that the agencies would be doing all the writing on their behalf. So they'd actually just charge on their normal going rate and just use SendPilot to fulfill, maybe 60, 70% of the actual content they're writing. So they might be charging a client $600 a month, for example, to manage their social media profiles for their blog,
okay,
or their business. They would then use SendPilot to actually write, 60, 70% of all those posts for them. Maybe they'll add a few custom ones in themselves manually. But they'd only be, and then they'd give that agency portal to the client to log in and view the progress and see everything that's been going on. So you're actually charging the client your standard rate, maybe $600, but you're actually only paying SendPilot. Well, the LTD is $250 forever. But after that, it's next to nothing. You're looking at around $10 per client management fee to actually use SendPilot to write anything. So that's a $590 profit.
Which is $10 per client is absolutely ridiculously cheap. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Exactly. And a lot of people, I don't even think they know. There's some people, they're like, well, I like it, but maybe I don't have content to write and stuff. A lot of people don't even know you can actually help provide that, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Let's. I'll give you a quick demo of that now, actually. So let's jump into content curation. So
if there's someone watching this right now, or they're kind of on the fence about SendPilot, and they have an idea, they think they want to start it, but they don't know where to go to even, start with content. Reese has already got you covered right here.
So we've been working really hard on this, and we essentially set out to build the Google of content curation and social media posting. So let me show you how it works. So we click on my post to go into the agency post dashboard. Click on launch new campaign. There's 2 options. We can either click launch new campaign, or we can drop down, click on find and share content. Launch new campaign, discover and share articles in your industry. Cool. Okay, so what do you want to share? Essentially, it's just like a search engine. You can enter some keywords or phrases in here, and then we can actually select the language that we want it to be written in and the articles we want to be found in. So if we select German, it'll only find German articles in that niche, and then it will write the whole post as well. So all the call to actions, all that stuff in German as well. So it's super, super intelligent. And we support English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese.
But not Brazilian Portuguese. Yeah, yeah. But Fernando is willing to help out, though. Fantastic.
Brilliant. Okay, so and we can also choose the from and to date, so we can kind of select how recent the article that we've curated is. So we can have ones from a year ago or 3 weeks ago, that kind of thing. So we can have more control over that, which is what you guys asked for. So we've added that in. So let's search for advertising. now it's searching over, I don't know how many exactly articles there are in the database. I think there's a few million, maybe few. Basically, it crawls the web and it indexes every new article around 15 minutes after it's published. There's millions and millions and millions for it to find.
So different keywords, different phrases are going to pull up different.
Yeah, there may be some overlap. There may be some overlap, but we pull through a lot of different options. So don't be too concerned if you've got duplicates. So, for example, I've got a duplicate here. We're working on changing that up. It actually looks like they're two different sources have published the same article. That's why. So advertising. So what it's going to do is it's going to pull through the image. It's going to have a call to action. Take a look. Leading companies profiled in advertising, blah, blah, blah. Researching global mobile advertising. It will show you the freshness date. So this is 17th of December, 2018. And the source as well, like source OpenPR, EMP Newswire, Business Insider. There's so many different options that it can pull through. And then all you do to select a few, we can just click on add to campaign. There we go. So if it's from the same in the same source, it'll duplicate that, but it'll only add it once. We're consistently improving this. So if you've got any features or anything that goes a little bit haywire for you, please do let us know. This whole feature has come on a huge amount since we launched a couple of weeks ago. Well, we didn't even have this a couple of weeks ago, so we really are listening to what you guys want.
This is a whole different platform right here. The UI UX, it's looking sexy. I gotta admit, it's looking really good. You guys did a good job there. Fernando, here's a question. Fernando's got a great question. This is one that's come up quite a few times. How does SendPilot compare to SocialBee?
Good question. Very good question. We have a comparison chart that's kind of drawn everything out specifically. So without having them side by side, with SendPilot, what we're trying to do is have everything more white label, more prepared for agencies. So we have obviously the client login portal. We have everything self-branded. We have a much more powerful search engine for content curation. The guys at SocialBee are doing a really great job. And I know they just ran an AppSumo campaign. But we're not trying to be just another platform that kind of churns out content and all that kind of thing. So that's why we've put more time and more effort into making sure that every single post we write is 100% accurate. So what you might find with other platforms is they'll pull out a random snippet of content, chop it in half to meet a quota, and then it kind of doesn't make much sense. And we started off with the exact same setup and kind of, not set it up, but the same results as them. And we found that people were having to rewrite 60 to 70% of all the posts that SendPilot wrote for them. So we completely changed everything up. We changed to the new way of doing things where we're summarizing content, we're compiling it using different code snippets and all that kind of thing that we've designed ourselves and built in-house.
And I don't even think they're on. Are they on a bunch of platforms? I don't even think they're on a bunch of platforms, are they?
I'm
not. I looked at them.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but now every single post that we write is 100% accurate and 100% meaningful, and you don't need to rewrite anything. And that's where we've found a lot of success. And people have been saying, look, I used to have to rewrite everything with XYZ service. Now everything makes sense. I'm happy to just build it in 30 seconds to click approve, and that's it. So that's our value, and we're continually growing on that as well. Perfect.
Well, yeah, you can definitely see the changes without question. You guys have done an amazing job. Definitely tell.
Thank you. Okay, so previously in the first version of content curation, you were stuck with 8 curated posts. People didn't like that. I personally didn't like it, but we had to keep it quiet for this one. Now you can add as many social media posts to a campaign when you're curating it. So in this case, I've only added a couple. It says view campaign 3. These are the posts that I added to it. What we can do is we can obviously change the image. We can make any edits to the post as well. And we can change the schedule date, or we can completely remove it if we want to. Click it once, it'll say, are you sure? Click it again, it'll remove it. And then if we want to search for more, we can go back and we can literally create a campaign of hundreds or tens or just a few curated posts. So if you're worried about finding content, search a few terms and we will actually find all the content for you and write all the posts for you, do all the hard work. All you have to do is click that big button that says add to campaign, and it's all done for you. And then you can just schedule everything out over the months, over the years, as long as you want.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. It'll also automatically tag the source of the article as well, and it'll also add a hashtag to the post as well. It'll understand the content and use those intelligent hashtags to kind of summarize that and put that in for you as well. Or we can change the image, as I say, going forward. So once we're happy with that, we can schedule it and approve it, and it will get scheduled on our end and ready to drip feed out. Or you can click cancel, which in this case I will. And then we can go back to the dashboard and create a new one, or we can go up here and go back to our agency dashboard. So does that kind of answer the question? I know it was kind of cropped up how to find content.
That was perfect, because I know that, like I said, I know there's a lot of people that are kind of on the fence, but they don't even have they don't even know where to get content from. It's just kind of an idea. But when it's already embedded inside the system, it's already part of the agency plan, it makes a huge difference on what you're able to provide for your clients.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one of the biggest problems I had. Even as a non-agency owner, I used to never know where to get content from. So I spent hours going to Forbes or the Next Web trying to find articles and spending hours writing it all out. Literally takes me seconds now to schedule a big campaign for SendPilot.
Hours. I've spent hours looking for content. I mean, if I had to calculate all the hours I've looked for content before, it's embarrassing. It's very time consuming.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's also not just finding it; it's writing those posts as well. So we actually write the post, we put the hashtags in, we put the intro in, we put the call to action, all that stuff for you. So it's completely hands off.
Yeah, and the thing about it is it's crazy if you think about the amount of time that you're actually spending on doing all this, when you can just schedule it ahead of time. You've got evergreen content, so it's consistently going for the next year. I mean, once you just post it, you don't have to worry about it for another year, really. Just get that initial, content out of the way.
Exactly. Yeah, we've had people go on holiday and say how surprised they've been when all their Facebook and their business looks super, super active with everything going out on their Facebook page, and they've literally had to do nothing. They're sitting on the beach somewhere, having a cocktail when SendPilot's doing all the hard work for them.
And who doesn't like that?
Yeah.
All right. Oobs asked a couple times, repeating question. Can we target specific sources?
We have the technical ability to do that, but we haven't released it as a feature. We can add that in. So is it just a case of choosing the source that you want the articles to come from? Is that what he means?
I'm not sure. Is that what you meant, Oob?
So just selecting, say, Forbes or BBC, for example, it'll only pull articles from that source.
But we can do that?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. He says, yeah. That answer it. Perfect.
Yeah, we can get that. We can get that added. Okay, so let's look at the client management system. Obviously, we've got everything now aligned over on the left-hand side on the dashboard. Everything's a lot easier to find. We kind of don't have everything scattered over the dashboard. It's all in this one sidebar. So on the agency's client dashboard, we have a big button to add a new client, or we have the drop down where you can add team members or manage your team. So let's look at adding a client. Give that a click. And then we have two options for adding a client. The first option is to enter the client's name and then enter a email address. And then what this will do, if we have this toggled on, it'll create an account for them and it will send them an email to say, nice agency has just added you to their system. Please log in here and it'll have the link and all that sort of thing. And there's also a reset password link in that as well, so that they can reset their password, so they can log into their account.
And this is one of the nice features. Well, one of the nicer features, obviously, when it comes to SendPilot is they don't have to give you their password, correct?
Exactly, yeah. There's no passwords need to be shared. Clients can log in, sign in with their Twitter account, Facebook account on their own portal, and then it'll automatically authorize you as the agency owner to act on their behalf and to schedule posts and publish posts on their behalf as well. So there's no need for them to share any kind of details with you whatsoever.
So they don't have to change their password just to give you a password and worry about it or anything. Just they log in, they connect, and you have access now to post.
That's exactly it. Let's dismiss that. There we go. So we can add an image for the client. That could be a logo or anything like that, or a picture of them. And then we can create an account. Alternatively, the second way of doing things, and this is a brand new way of doing it, which we had a lot of suggestions for. Patrick, actually, I'd like to kind of give a shout out to Patrick for suggesting this. But it is an email-less client. So if we click on Show Advanced, it will allow you to create a client without notifying them, without having to have a separate email. So if you are not actually an agency, but you own a lot of businesses, so you might own 3-4 businesses, instead of having to sign up with a separate, add a separate email for each business, all you do is just add the business name in here, and it'll tie everything to your main agency profile. So it won't send any emails out. It will just quickly create the account and then tie everything to your user account.
Perfect.
Now, just want to kind of specify about this. If you use this option, the client won't get any emails. They won't get their own client dashboard. It's all tied to you. So please be very conscious about that. If you want your clients to be able to log in and view everything that you're doing or create their own posts, make sure you use the other option and just create a full account, give them an email and give them a password. So let's do, what's the best way of doing it? Okay, so let's do.
Jonathan's asking how much is the agency? Jonathan, the agency for the white label agency is going to be 5 coupons. So it's 245 for all the coupons.
That's it.
Which is nothing, absolutely nothing. When you're looking
Yeah.
at it, I mean, it's insane.
So with just to clarify, so with that agency plan, with that $245, you will get a white label admin account. You will get 5 team sub accounts, so you can have a team of 5 on there, and you will also get 10 client sub accounts. So that's 16 accounts in total, all tied to the same main admin user account. So it means you get to manage 10 different clients. So that's potentially 10 times $600 a month. If that's what you're charging them, you can manage all of that for just $250 one time. You can bring your whole team on, have them do everything. So it's really, really valuable. And then you can add more clients after. So for each client, there is add-ons, which I can show you now. Up here, we've got a nice, all the kind of plan and profile information we put up into this nice little drop down in 2.0. So if you click on add-ons, one client, if you just want to add one client, $15 a month. 10 clients is $99 a month, or 25 is $199 a month. So really, really cheap. And if you've got a big team, for just 10 extra, well, for 10 extra team members, it's just $25. So it's literally $2.50 a month per team member. So super, super affordable.
And some people don't even realize how easy it is to have businesses actually pay you to manage their social media. It's insane because it's very time consuming. For the average business owner to get in there, find content and, find the right content for their niche and post it, they don't even know where to start a lot of times. So it's very frustrating for them. So this is a great solution if you're looking to get into that. It's a no-brainer, especially for the price.
Yeah, exactly. And I will just show you a really cool feature actually, which even if you're not a social media expert yourself, what you can essentially do is almost resell our platform, but as you. So it's almost like a reseller program. So I'll show you how to do that now. So if we create a client, so we create John Smith as we were going to do it. Give that a couple of seconds to set everything up. There we go. Sorry, my Christmas jumper's just come into shot there. It's a little, nothing else ready to go. So, okay, so we've got John Smith set up as a client. He's got 0 campaigns, 0 posts. Here it says agency client in brackets. The reason it says that is because we didn't create a separate account for him. Remember, we had that advanced option checked so that it ties everything to our account. What we can do is we can add a team. So once we've built our team out, everything is kind of fine grain and granular controlled. I haven't actually got a team on this account, but what you do is you click on team access, and then you would show all of your team members here, and it would have a toggle, and you just click that toggle, and it will actually give that team member access to that one client. It'll mean that team member can go in and create social media posts and schedule it all on the client's behalf. So it's really, really powerful, and by default, they don't get access to anything. It's up to you as the admin to then authorize your team on each individual client. I'm just going to refresh my page really quickly because I want to show something pretty cool, which we've been working on. So if you are kind of thinking, you know, I want to set up a business, I don't know what, I don't know what to do. I kind of know about this whole social media thing, but I'm more interested in providing software or, you know, providing something for people to do themselves. You can actually have your own SaaS company, your own software company, as if you were us, as if you were SendPilot. So you can add people as a client. So let's say Sally Smith. Create this all up, create the account. And then what you can do is say, you know, I'm going to bill this client $50 a month, for example, or $100 a month. You're only paying us, you know, 10 to 15, maybe even less if you buy that big add-on, to actually give them the whole access. But you can still make, you know, $50, $100, $150 per month on a client without actually having to do anything. Now, the reason for that is once you've created them as a client, you can toggle on this option here called Can Create Posts. Toggle that on. And now what that does is it basically gives Sally, this client, the whole suite of features and applications in SendPilot, all branded as your business. So it won't be branded as SendPilot. It won't be anything like that. It's all going to be branded as my agency. Or if I want to set up a software company, I can call it XYZ Software, and it'll all be branded as myself. And I can charge my clients whatever I want, and I can just pay SendPilot $10, $15 to give them that access and give them that feature set. So if you don't want to manage everything yourself, you just want to kind of give them a platform to do it all, this is a really powerful way of doing that.
That's the easy way to do it. The easy way out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's a great way of getting passive income. You know, if you do it with 10 people, that can be an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month.
Exactly. So Zayutun is asking, still can't find, he's having trouble finding content. So I asked him, what's your niche or your industry? Thinking maybe we could help him out real fast. He tried pulling, looks like he tried pulling up PitchGround, but you're not going to find anything on PitchGround, probably not too much.
Not yet, maybe very soon.
Exactly.
Make sure you're choosing the language as well. Make sure he has to put the keyword in, the language, and the date should automatically be set, but should make sure everything's populated in that form.
So let's see. So just now I searched keyword lifetime deal. All the contents generated below are mostly contents from UK sites. It's just going to depend on what you're looking for, really. I mean,
yeah, it's not. There's no country specific. So when you choose English, it's not just going to be the UK. It's going to be the US as well. You know, we haven't set any limitations on that. So it is just going to be whatever you search for. It's just like a normal search engine. Whatever you search for, different phrases will give you better results than other phrases. So It's just like searching Google. You want to make sure you give us all the information you want. Feel free to use multiple keywords as well.
So hopefully that helps out. But I
Yeah.
would just try different phrases, different keywords, and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to jump on a quick call with you after as well, and kind of give you a one-to-one if that helps, and answer any questions as well. So
Nice. You can't get much better when on anything when Reese is willing to jump on a call with you.
Okay, so up here we've got team use. So I've got no team members, quite lonely, 0 out of 5. And then we created 2 clients. So I've got 2 out of 10 clients have been used. Keep an eye on that. If at any time you want to remove a client, maybe they've annoyed you and you've severed that connection, severed that relationship with them, click on edit and then click on delete client, and it will completely remove it and add that slot back for you to add a new client. And then obviously you can make any changes to them, change their email address, change their photo, name, all that kind of thing as well. Okay, so let's look at, I know we had a question about RSS feeds, so just while hopefully that person is still on, the way you manage RSS feeds in SendPilot is we have this option down here. Give that a click, paste the RSS feed in, click save, and then we will continually monitor for it. It'll show you all of the RSS feeds you have connected, and there'll be an option to delete it. There's also a toggle to kind of enable or disable monitoring. Make sure you have that toggled on, so continually monitor for those. And then when we detect a new piece of content that's hit the RSS feed, we will create a campaign, send you an email, and then when you log in, there's this little icon, this RSS icon up here. When you have a new unreviewed campaign, this will go gold. Give that a click, and it will show you your campaigns that are waiting for review based on those RSS feeds.
And all those have to be reviewed. You can't, like, it won't automatically post, or do you have it to where it can automatically post?
No, that's going back to our kind of ethos around the content churning side. We didn't want to just have everything automatically approved. So you do have to go in and review it. Yeah, to approve everything. If people want that, please do let us know, and we can do that. But so far, it is you go in and approve everything because we want to give people that control, and we don't want to be hijacking people's accounts and just pushing everything out.
Got it.
Okay, so hashtags. So let's have a look down this left sidebar. Dashboard on the agency plan takes you through to clients. My post will take you through to your post dashboard as the agency. We can quickly change who we're managing, and we can change to manage a client at any time. We've got this drop down over here. Give that a click. At the moment it's on me, but we can change to manage John Smith. And now that means if I launch a new campaign, if I start curating content, every time I schedule it and create everything, it's all going to be on behalf of John Smith and his accounts. We can also check that we're connected to John Smith's account. So let's go to, actually, let's do Sally. So if we click on manage on the dashboard, it'll say you are now managing client Sally Smith until you return to the client dashboard, i.e. clicking up here on this dashboard icon. Everything we do will be on behalf of that client. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome. Click I understand. We prompt you to make sure you understand that. Click I understand. Something didn't update there. I need to refresh that. So that's what we need to do. And then we can actually go on to social profiles over here on the left. And then it will show you, here are the connected profiles for client Sally Smith. Just so we can check that and say, look, I know that these are all Sally Smith's profiles. We can see that my Twitter account that I connected when we first set up, that's not here because that's for my agency, that's for my business. I don't want to be accidentally confusing that with Sally's business profiles when I'm managing her. So everything's segmented. Sally hasn't got any profiles, obviously. I can connect some. If I know her profile information, I can connect them on her behalf.
Mm-hmm.
But preferably she'll log in, connect everything up for you, and then they'll all be here visible with a little toggle. And you toggle on to connect to it when you want to create a campaign. If you don't want to connect to that one page, turn it off, create a campaign, and then toggle it on when you want to connect to it again. So you get full control over everything. Let me give you an example of my profile. So now I'm managing myself. Click on social profiles, and now we can see my social media profile. So my SendPilot account, my Twitter account is connected. I can delete that completely, or I can just, at the moment it's enabled, now I can disable it. Now I can enable it again. And it says, these are your agency's profiles, not a client's. Again, if we connect more networks, we will only be connecting them on behalf of my agency, not any clients as well. So just make sure whenever you're connecting anything up, you're doing it on behalf of a client if you want to, or yourself. Make sure that that's kind of at the forefront of your mind.
And I already know everyone's already going to ask about that coming soon icon you got there.
Yeah, so we've got, let me get back to it. So we've got Pinterest coming, and we've got Google My Business coming as well. Yeah, we touched on it earlier, so we're just waiting for Google to run their little approval process, and we'll be able to connect that up. And then you'll be able to support Twitter, Facebook groups and pages, LinkedIn, Google My Business, and Pinterest as well. So quite a few different options. One quick tip is don't try and do everything. I said it on a webinar a while ago, just kind of focus your attention and your efforts on getting one social media profile or two right. For us, we only really focus on Twitter and Facebook. We don't really bother with anything else because you don't want to spread yourself too thin. You want to get good at one thing and you'll get the results you want just by having one network. I'd recommend Facebook, to be honest, to get the best return.
Yeah, I agree. You don't need to be on every single, not every single social media platform is even going to have your right clientele. I mean, there's so many different niches for each platform.
Exactly. Okay, so let's do a quick demo of the calendar. Yeah, let's do that. So we let you visualize everything on a calendar system. At the moment, I have no post. We'll create a manual post in a second just to show you what it looks like. But if I had a full social media calendar set up, I'd be able to see all of the different posts I have scheduled to go out, when they're going out, and I can sort this by month, week, or day. So I can really see the breakdown of everything, which is fantastic for agencies. And the time zone itself is all relative to your location. So, you don't need to worry about entering time zones. It's all relative to where you're located. So, 1 p.m. here is going to be different to 1 p.m. in the US and all that sort of thing. So at the moment, we're looking at my agency's calendar. Click on this drop down up here. We can quickly snap to Sally's calendar. Again, she hasn't got anything. Or we can look at John's calendar. So we can really see exactly, what we've got scheduled out for our clients. And this is visible for all of our team that has access to those clients. So everything's in one place. There's no going back and forth between pages like there was in the previous platform. So we really have put everything in one page, made it really, really clear and really easy to use.
Nice.
Okay, so let's create a post. So if we don't want to run any big campaigns, we're not interested in, we don't want to create a whole blog to social media campaign, and we don't want to curate anything. We just want to do a one-off post. We can click new post. We can put, hi there, this is a test post. Won't bother with an image. We can put that today, and we can schedule that for next couple of minutes, and then I can actually log into my Twitter and show you that has gone on there. 6:18. Let me get the right time. We don't want to wait an hour for that to go out.
Any update on Instagram? Who was asking?
Instagram, we're still pushing for. They've actually closed their beta, so they opened up as a beta and they kind of closed it off. So we're working on getting marketing partner approval with Facebook in order to be able to get Instagram. But Instagram being Instagram, they're kind of playing a little bit hardball on that. But we're still working on getting that set up. Okay, so I've scheduled that one-off post. And then we can see down here, hi there, this is a test post, 4:20, and that's going out on the 17th, which is today. So hopefully in a couple of minutes, we can look at Twitter and it should be posted to my timeline. So really, really simple feature, great for just creating one-off posts or one-off offers, all that kind of thing. Okay, so that is pretty much everything for the run through. Obviously, we have all the other features like cancelling posts, URL shortening, post templates for getting across your brand voice or slogan. You can enter kind of a slogan, or for example, Nike would be "Just Do It." Enter any kind of content in there that you want to be added to the posts, and schedule templates as well, which is a feature that will let you create a time frame template. So for example, instead of having to go through and manually change the schedule dates of every single post in a campaign, you can create a template. So for example, 1 week blast. And then we can say post 1, post 2, post 3, post 4, all the way up to post 8. We can say post 1 will go out on the first day going forward. Post 2 will go out on the second day. Post 3, fourth day, and so on and so on. And once you save that, whenever we create a new campaign, we will be able to, in one click, use this schedule template to change all of the dates really, really quickly relative to the current date and time to the schedule that we want to assign to it. So for example, if it was a 1 week blast and we had everything out between 1 and 7, or 1 and 8, for example, as we've got 8 posts, when we create that new campaign, we can click use this schedule template, and it will change all of those dates to schedule every single post in the campaign to go out across that 7 to 8 day time frame. So it's a really, really powerful time-saving feature.
That's extremely powerful. I was just about ready to say, because you can create a whole campaign with that, just like me and Ty were talking about the other day, as far as utilizing all the lifetime deals that you've purchased before. This is one of those things where you can actually use this with your own marketing, to get traffic, obviously to your website. But if you use like those templates right there that Reese was just showing you, this is huge, because you can put this in your entire campaigns for whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's to collect leads or get more sales, etc.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're looking at how we can kind of tie everything closer to some of the LTDs as well that we've got coming out with PitchGround. But yeah, that's a fantastic use case. If you're doing that, if you're planning everything out with MarketPlan, marketplan.io, then SendPilot is a great kind of partner software for that, to actually execute on all of those planned stages for your social media campaigns, whether that's for your business or for clients or whoever, and they all fit in. And Udit and Aaron have got a real talent for kind of finding softwares that kind of all tie in together in some way. So yeah, I'm sure the next
You're starting to see that now,
huh? I get what's going on. I see what's going on. Yeah, so that is pretty much everything for the new 2.0 version. Obviously, we have a lot more stability improvements. We fixed 99% of the issues that people were having previously. We also have, I've disabled it for myself as a demo account, but we also have a new icon up here above the intercom chat that says help. If you give that a click, it will actually give you a walkthrough of every single feature. So it'll guide you through each button on the dashboard, each card. So it explains to you, what each thing does. So you don't have to search through help documentation. It will actually show you relative to what you're trying to do. What you want to be clicking on, how you want to be managing things. So we're working a huge amount on onboarding and getting all of the help and guides that you guys need all into the platform. So everything's there as you need it, and you won't need to contact us and look through help documentation. That being said, if you do need to speak to us, click on the intercom chat and we will be there to get back to you.
which we need to get switched over to customerly here like real soon.
we do, yeah. We'll get that sorted.
This is great. This is absolutely, like, SendPilot was great before, but to take care of all the, get right in there. I mean, you guys dove right in.
Yeah.
The PitchGround community, they were letting what the issues were, and it was just amazing the how fast that you and Nigel got in there and just started fixing things and taking all the feedback and running with it and changing everything up. I can't tell you this right here. This is why we started PitchGround right here. I mean, because of this, just the pure passion and what you guys have put into it. I mean, this is what it's all about. It's so amazing to be able to see, other founders take, just the love and the feedback from all the users and just put it right back into your software. It's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. I mean, believe it or not, we're actually only a two-man team at SendPilot. It's Nigel and myself. So we are obviously inundated with requests and questions and all that kind of thing. So please do let us know exactly what you guys need. We have listened. We've had calls over an hour with people just listening to their feedback, and we've really tried to get everything into 2.0. If we've missed any of your feedback, please do let us know. But yeah, don't be too concerned about, if we haven't got back to you or whatever, just flag it up, because there's so many things we get asked on a daily basis, and there's just the two of us trying to build everything and answer as well. So,
and I know you're not kidding. Because there's been quite a few people I've seen in there on comments as far as just got off a call with Reese, a long call with Reese.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got some really great things coming out. Obviously, Facebook Go Live. What that's going to be is essentially a Go Live button on the dashboard. Give that a click, and you will be going live on Facebook just like you do with Zoom. Essentially, it's going to mean you won't even need a Zoom subscription anymore. It's all going to be integrated into one big, all-in-one social media platform, and that's what we're trying to build with SendPilot. So,
wow.
More to come, and it's going to really replace all of the hard work that you're used to doing.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. I'll tell you what, if you guys have not jumped on SendPilot, make sure you do before the deal ends. This is amazing. Just the short amount of time that it's been on PitchGround, on the PitchGround platform, you guys can see the changes that have been made. You can see the hard work that, both Reese and Nigel have put into this. So just absolutely amazing, guys. Kudos to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, please do keep people's suggestions coming. We're actually closing the deal in, is it 4 days from now? 21st? Yeah, so not long left at all. So if you are on the edge, please do just jump straight in. The PitchGround guys do give you a 30-day refund as well, so don't be too concerned about that. Don't refund it. But yeah, they give you a really great refund policy. So if you're on the edge, jump straight in. If you need a call or a demo, we can set one up. But please don't miss out on this, because once the campaign ends, the agency plan to start is going to be $129 a month. And that's recurring. So that's every month you're going to be paying that, unless you get that 5-code LTD. When it's one-off, $250, you've got it forever. So yeah, just think about that when you're making a decision.
And it's only going to get higher in price as more features are added. I mean, think about just some of the features that we've seen, and then when you add the Go Live in there on top of it, you won't even need Zoom. I mean, how much is Zoom a month? I can't even think. I'm trying to think how much I pay a month for Zoom. It's around $30 or something, I think.
Yeah.
So there's costs on there that you're saving. Diego has a question. He says, "Hey there. Every time I launch a new campaign and put the URL I want to get my content from, nothing happens. Just red fonts. How can I fix it?"
Just red fonts. So he's putting the URL in. Is he selecting a language?
Doesn't say. Diego, are you selecting the language when you're doing that? I know it takes a while sometimes to.
Yeah, no worries.
Seems like sometimes there's like a 20-minute delay for us to fix it. No, I'm impressed. You guys have outdone yourselves on this. Absolutely amazed.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm just going to continue to get better. We've got, I can tell you, we've got an app coming out as well, a mobile app, which is going to let agencies and their clients essentially log in and be able to kind of keep up to date with the social media calendar, everything that's been happening on SendPilot. So we've got that coming out very, very early 2019, and that's going to be on Android and iOS. So we've got some really powerful things coming out in our ecosystem.
Nice. All right. So Diego says, I think I have to. Say, Diego, I think I have to. We'll try.
Okay. If any problems, Diego, we can sort that out over Intercom, and help you get set up on that. If that persists, but it should just be a case of selecting the language, and it should either tell you if there's a problem with it or let it through.
Try that, Diego. Try adding language. If not, get in touch with Reese and let him know so he can help you out. Mobile app. Everybody's liking the mobile app.
I thought they would. Yeah, it's really cool.
Very cool. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions before we end this live? We'll give it a minute here. Let people type in if they need to. So are you guys out of hiding now that you've completed all the secret features?
Yeah, we're obviously 2.0 is out in the wild. That's why we've been kind of hidden away. So yeah, we'll be doing a lot more videos. Any issues we'll be fixing, or Nigel will be fixing, and I'll be trying to show my face a lot more. So yeah, apologies for kind of being offline a little bit the past 2 weeks. We just wanted to make sure everything was perfect before promoting it more and more, because we don't want people to have any issues. And obviously there were a couple at launch, so that's what we've been doing. So we're now coming out of that and trying to get back on that promotional bandwagon.
That's good. Well, I know a lot of people have missed you in the group, so hopefully we can see both you guys in there again, and definitely part of the family without question. So
fantastic, thank you. Okay, just to let you know, on the drop down we've got up here. So there was a load of questions about this, so I just want to get it in before we jump off. If we click on the drop down up here, we've got the profile manager, where you can obviously change your profile, change your password, email, all that details. And then you've got plans, so you can view your plan information. Change log as well, so all the feature updates we're pushing, we'll let you know about that via the change log. If you're an agency, you can buy any add-ons, and then white label as well, so you can give that a click and you can change any of the white label settings that you already set up. And then there's the option to white label the domain down there, which will guide you through it. It will take you to the help documentation, all that kind of thing. So yeah, any questions about your plan or where you can view plans, or if you're signed up with PitchGround, there'll also be a link that says PitchGround as well. If you click on that, you'll be able to redeem more codes if you stack them. For me, it's hidden because I'm just a standard free trial. But yeah, if you're on PitchGround, you can add some more. So yeah, it's all nested nicely up there in the top right corner.
So quick question, this is for myself because I'm very excited about the whole go live thing. So any teasers on that you can share with us, or is that all top secret right now?
On Facebook Go Live,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really. I mean, not more than I've already said. So what we're envisioning is a button that says Go Live. Click that, and it's going to bring like a pop up.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll punch in a little bit of information like you do in Zoom. I know we struggled with that before, but we'll try and make that as clear as possible. And then you click Go Live, and then it'll just start streaming from your webcam straight into your Facebook groups.
Nice, very excited.
Awesome.
Let's see. Oob is white label domain a coming soon feature? It doesn't open any page right now. It says it's not opening up.
Is it okay? We can get that fixed after the call, but it will take you through to a help documentation page, which just gives you a few instructions on how to set it up.
It should be super easy, really, to set up. I mean, you just get into your hosting, right?
Yeah,
where your domain's at, and
then point it towards. We'll give you a specific URL to point it at, and it'll take you to that. It may be the link is the link's broken. We'll get that fixed.
Okay, cool,
awesome.
Melissa, yes, yeah. So it will actually be able to replace the Zoom, exactly.
That's what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Yeah, we're trying to replace a lot of different platforms. Keep that under. Yeah, we've got the vision is to kind of build this big ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
Where we're either integrating with or trying to build all of the value that you guys are looking for. So video streaming, all the writing of the post, everything like that into one big integrated platform, as opposed to having to have multiple subscriptions to all these different platforms. That's where we're going with SendPilot. It's another reason to buy in now. I mean, we're just at the start of that journey.
Absolutely. It's a no-brainer. If anybody is on social media, which I'm going to assume everybody's on social media if you're watching this, it's without question a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So, all right, I think that's it for questions. Reese, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time, and this is looking great. I mean, the night and day difference from when we first saw it. So just being able to see the new features added, I'm excited. I'm extremely excited for this. So thank you very much.
Fantastic. My pleasure. Thank you so much. And thanks everyone for the really great feedback we've had as well.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
See you in the group.